This segment of Panther Sports Talk is brought to you by Lincoln Savings Bank. At home in Iowa, at work for you.
Welcome back to Panther Sports Talk, sitting down here inside the Dome with new athletic director David Harris. And let's just talk a little bit about what you bring to the table and why you're excited to be here at UNI. Being a student athlete at the Division I level, why is that unique experience that you have that will help you in this job as the athletic director?
Ultimately, I feel like I can relate to what our student athletes are going through. They have tremendously demanding schedules with their academic commitments, what they're doing in the field of competition, and what we ask them to do to engage the community. So having been in that position, I can understand their frustrations that they have with the lack of time and trying to balance those different things. And so when we're making decisions about what we're going to ask them to do or the goals that we're going to ask them to achieve, I have a sense of whether or not that's realistic. We always want to push them forward and ask them to do a little bit more, but we want to be sensitive to making sure that they have a great experience during their time with us. So having walked in their shoes and understanding how hard the days can be, but how enjoyable they can be as well, I understand the privilege that it is to be able to participate in athletics for this institution, but also the responsibility. And I think that helps me when I'm trying to relate to them and when we're making decisions.
It is so impressive how they're able to juggle the academics, the practices, the strength training, everything that goes on. At Iowa State, a couple of other stops before that. Talk about that relationship with the student athletes from an administrative standpoint and how that experience is helping you in your new position here.
It's really the reason that I started working in athletics. When I go back 18 years ago and working in athletics at Ole Miss, starting in the academic support program, I really got into that position because I saw it as a time to be able to work with student athletes, but also help them with their academics. You know, it wasn't just about what they were doing in the field of competition. It was about academics. It was about life skills. It was about decisions that would really help them for the rest of their lives. So I got into athletics because I had a chance to be able to have that one-on-one contact. So as I've gone throughout the rest of my career, I've always kept an eye on how I could continue to be involved, even as my job didn't necessarily dictate that I had to spend time around student athletes. I always wanted to do it. I always sought out occasions where I could go to a student athlete advisory committee, go to a practice, go to a game, engage a student in conversation, and figure out how they're doing and how that could really help them. So it's always been an important thing to me, and I think it just gives you a perspective when you're trying to make decisions and move things forward. If you spend some time talking with the student athlete and you understand that perspective, then I think you make a more informed decision about what you're trying to do.
Student athletes are a very, very big part of what the athletic department does. We'll talk about the relationship with coaches and some of your vision of what you're hoping to bring to UNI Athletics coming up right after this break. More with David Harris right after this.